All right. So for 2 weeks ago, congrats to Brittany, 659 personal volume. For those that don't know what personal volume is, it's basically like what you're selling, like what your customers are buying from you, and then also what you're contributing to it. So great job to Brittany. The top five were Brittany, Jennifer Gravener, yet again killing it, Jennifer. Keep going. Stephanie Parks, Rachel Houston, and Liz Dover. So great job, ladies. For this past week, I have congratulations to Brittany, number one, Jennifer Gravener, number two. Jennifer, I'm noticing a common theme here. Emily Albrico, great job. Ashley Temple, and top four. I think it's been a rough month for everybody. I know me included. I've talked to Brittany a lot. I'm really struggling this month. I don't know if it's just people are getting ready to go back to school or what. So keep pushing along. Don't give up. If you didn't get to check the board in the team group, so far for Success Club, and this is as of Thursday, so some people have been updated since then. So Brittany has 6, Brittany Russo has 6, Jennifer Gravener has 4, but I'm confused. Jen, we'll have to talk because I'm confused because I thought you just sold one. So I think you're actually above 4, but we'll talk. We'll chat. You're shaking your head no at me. We'll chat. So Jennifer has 4, Amber Foster has 4, Stephanie Parks has 2, Layla 2, Broody 2, Ashley Temple 2, Emily Obrico had 4. She now has 6. Great job, Emily. Congratulations for hitting your first month of Success Club. That's amazing. So for those that first jumped on, she got the prize from Beachbody this month. She gets the t-shirt from Beachbody, and she gets a call with Carl next month, which is amazing. Emily Dyer, you have 2. Rachel Houston has 2. And huge shout out to Rachel. She got Success Club 5 last month, so she gets a call with Carl next week, which is super exciting. And she only has to hit Success Club. And Jennifer got it too, so Jennifer gets the call too. So those two only need to get Success Club 5 the next 2 months, and they'll be joining us at Summit in Nashville, which is super exciting. Good thing I booked an extra room because the more the merrier. So I'm going to hand it off to Brittany. There's a lot of background and staticky. I don't know if it's just on my end, so I'm going to mute it while Brittany's talking. If everybody else wants to mute themselves, just that way all that static is gone, so that way we can hear Brittany really well. So Brittany, I'm going to hand it off to you.
Okay. So this is going to be really informal because, like Ashley said, I just found out that I was doing this at like 11 o'clock last night. And I had to work on a work project all day today. So I put some things together. It's not pretty with slides or anything, but this is what I have for you guys. Hopefully it will work out. So I decided that I'm going to talk about how I do my Facebook like page, because Ashley is really awesome at Instagram and I still don't understand Instagram, but I feel like I'm pretty good with my Facebook like page. So I'm going to start off by saying that I had a pretty crazy experience before I became a coach with another coach. So my husband went to high school with this girl who recently became a coach as well, and she started messaging like my husband, me, my brother-in-law, a bunch of our other family members, like constantly inviting us to join her challenge groups. And it was like kind of weird because we would ask her, like, not even, she would be like, do you want to join this thing with me this month? And I'm building a team of warriors and we're going to be awesome and reach our goals and all this stuff. And it was like kind of bizarre. And we were like, okay, but what is it for? And she would never really say what it was for. And then I figured out that it was for Beachbody because I was familiar with the company. And so I just knew, and that's probably part of the reason why I didn't sign up with her. And I kind of like found Shannon like oddly on Instagram because she had a Turbo Fire challenge group, and that's how I became part of this team. But so I knew starting this that I was kind of worried about coming off salesy and being that annoying Beachbody person, and I knew I didn't want to be that. So that's why I've kind of come up with this way to share the business and to have challengers and the whole shebang. So with that being said, I decided that I wanted to create a Facebook like page that was designated for fitness and wellness and nutrition and the whole thing, instead of just doing it on my own personal Facebook page. I do see that there is a benefit to doing it on your own Facebook page because you already have a following, but I've also found that there are pros to having a fitness page because you can have sponsored posts and things like that, which I will talk about because I've kind of experimented. So, like I said, I created a fitness page and I named it Get Fit with Britt, and I was really nervous about what I was going to call it. And now it's kind of like funny. My husband's like, "Oh yeah, Get Fit with Britt," and like all of our friends think it's kind of like a funny joke, but it's catchy and it works, so I'm fine with it. Um, and I just wanted to be genuine about it, and I started it off. I like put up a post on there and I was like, so I'm starting this journey and I would love it if you guys would, if anyone's interested in doing it with me, please do so. Um, and just kind of being genuine and seeing if people wanted to join me on my journey. And that's why I think it's a cool opportunity to become a coach and start at the beginning of your journey. Um, where like people like Ashley who lost 50 pounds, like they have this upper hand because they've already lost 50 pounds. But I feel like I also have, a pretty decent shot at this because people are doing this with me and they like the idea of that and I'm relatable. So I started with that, and the cool thing about like pages are you can invite people. So I invited like from my, I don't know how many Facebook friends I had, probably like 700 or 800. I invited like 100 girls from like high school and college who I felt pretty comfortable with. And I was like, okay, maybe they'd be into fitness, maybe not, but I don't think they're going to judge me. Like I wasn't about to invite like my high school boyfriends to like my fitness page because that's embarrassing to me. So I started off by doing that, and I invited them. And then like as like the weeks went on, I started posting consistently, like 3 to 5 times a day. I started getting feedback, and people were like, "What you're doing is actually really cool, and I really like what you're doing." And so after about a month, I started inviting more and more people. And what I would do is I would go with my personal page, and I would find um, friends because you're supposed to be making new connections at least 3 times a day. And I would find these people, I'll explain Facebook jail at the end, but I would find these people that I used to work with or that I went to college with or high school with, and I would ask them to be my friend on Facebook. Then I would ask them to I would invite them to my Get Fit with Britt fitness page. Some of them would like it, some of them didn't, and that's fine, but at least I was inviting them. And so from that, I kind of built people who were interested in what I was doing. So I didn't feel as bad posting because if they're going to like your page, then they're interested in it. And you don't feel like you're vomiting all over them. So I created this page. So let me see where I'm at now because I just talked for 5 minutes. So yeah, like I said, I invited like 100 people I was comfortable with. Then I decided to start my clean eating group, which I know I've mentioned this before in another call. And so I just created an event and I invited everyone on my personal page to this event. And it was my Fit for the Fourth group. So it was the 5 days leading up to the 4th of July. And I thought it was kind of catchy. And I invited them all to this. I invited everyone on my personal page to this group. And what I was doing at first was anyone who liked my fitness page and wasn't my friend on Facebook, so like I didn't know them, they just kind of found me through someone else. I asked them to be my friend on Facebook so that I could kind of try to make a connection with them. I don't do that anymore because I didn't find it helpful, but it's something that I did do at the beginning, and I think that that might have helped, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But I created this Fit for the Fourth group, and that's kind of how I got the word out to everyone else in my Facebook that I had this fitness page, because I was like, okay, again, I'm doing this journey and here's this event and do you want to join me on it? And I had like over 100 people say like, yeah, I'll do it. And of course, yeah, I added them in the group and only like 15 people participated, but that's what a challenge group is like sometimes. So it's fine. But then went through I had enough that helped me with my confidence enough that I then went through my personal Facebook page, and I invited everyone on my personal Facebook page to my fitness page. And again, not everybody accepted the invitation, but at least the word was out there again. So you just have to know that not everyone's going to like what you're doing, but you have to put yourself out there and have the confidence to do it. And believe me, I am by no means, I've like briefly stated this, I am by no means someone who is like overly confident or outgoing. I'm very introverted. I seem like I'm very like outgoing and excited about everything, and I'm a happy person, but I'm very introverted. And like if I go to like the grocery store with my sister, like where I went to high school, I'm like, oh gosh, I hope I don't see anybody that I know, because I don't know how to talk to them and I don't know what conversations to bring up. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. I know I've talked to some of my coaches about that. So it's not like I'm this person like who's like sparkling and I know how to talk to everybody. Like I feel like I'm just like everybody else, and I have issues talking to people too. So that's why I just had to put myself out there and try to do this and see how people responded to get a response. So with that said, I did that and I invited a bunch of people, and that's how I kind of created like a group of probably 250 people who liked my fitness page. Now, I'm going to start by saying what I post, because then I'm going to go into sponsoring posts and things like that, and groups and other extra things that you can do that I found are very helpful. So posting is obviously very important. So you have to post at least 3 to 5 times a day. Now, I because I work like 7 to 4 to 5 o'clock every Monday through Friday, I schedule my posts. So I use the Pages app, which is Facebook's own app, to schedule my posts, and it's super easy. It looks just like Facebook, and you just all it is where like when you're doing your post, right on the bottom. Here, let me actually pull it up on my phone and hopefully you can see it. Right on the bottom where you would like go to add a picture or add a link or something, there's a little area where there looks like a clock, and you can add what time you want it to be. So like this is the Pages app. Oh, it's probably it's too white to do it. But there's a little area where you can add, there's a clock, and you can put actually with what time you want to do your post. Let me see if that works. No, it doesn't. Never mind. And you can put in what time you want to have your post go up. So I typically will put up a post. I like to have them throughout the day, and I do different things throughout the day because I feel like it helps. So like right first thing in the morning, I'll typically do, oh, sorry, I was trying to read what that says. So I'll usually do from like 7 to 8, some sort of either thing that has to do with breakfast or something that is like motivational, like a quote, or like, all right, guys, let's do this day kind of thing, something that will get people excited or it relates to breakfast. And I'll show you some posts like that. Then from 11 to 12, I'll post something that has to do with like food, or something that, I don't know, just something that has to do with food or drinking water or something like that. And then from 2 to 3, it's just kind of like a free for all, something else that I found that I thought was cool. And then 5 to 6 is when I'll usually schedule those 3 posts. Then that's on, I saw that Bruni asked that. That's on the Pages app. I think they have it for Android too. I actually found it when I made my like page. Facebook asked me if I wanted to download the Pages app, so I did. But I also know that other people use Hootsuite, and I don't know how to work that. I should probably do it, because I guess you can do something with Instagram too. But I guess I'll have to just figure that out at another time. But I know that people do that as well. But Pages works for me and it's easy, so I just do that. So I schedule my first 3 posts, and then at night I'll do like, I usually will do something that has to do with like my workout, or like, or my dinner, and like either a recipe or a picture of my food, or talk about what workout I did, or a picture of my workout or something like that. And then something that has to do with like my challenge group or coaching, or just like an experience I had. So those are I usually do one from like 5 to 6, like when I get home from work, and then from like 8 to 9. And I found that 8 o'clock at like 8 p.m. is like the hot time for Facebook. I guess most people are on at that time. And I've heard that watching other people's videos. I'm not sure if that's actually like been researched or anything, but I've heard that from other people's videos. And I think that it really is true, because that's when I get the most traffic. And the day of the week that I found that's the most popular is Sundays. So throughout the day, I get the most, I don't know if people are just like at home relaxing and they're on Facebook or something, but I get the most traffic on Sundays and 8 p.m. Monday, like the rest of the days of the week. So anyways, what do I post? So I just post things that I think that my friends will like. So like, what do I like? What do my friends like? I'm really sarcastic and I like things that are funny. So I try to find things that I think are funny. So let's see if, hold on, let me see. I kind of screenshotted a bunch of pictures from my page and I know that some of them will work. I'm going to turn off this light in hopes that this will work. I like made like a makeshift office because I didn't want to sit at my desk anymore because I've been sitting there all day doing this project for work. So like, here's an example. It says, "Dear Superman, you look ridiculous. Stop skipping leg day. Love, Batman." Like, I think that's cute, and other people will probably think that's cute too. And I might post that this week. I don't know. I know I posted this a couple weeks ago and people loved it. So it's from Napoleon Dynamite and it's Kip. And he's saying like, "I'm starting to see definition in my legs. So I guess you could say things are getting pretty serious." Like he said that in Napoleon Dynamite. Like, I know that's ridiculous, but people really liked that. And I got like tons of traffic. So you just want to find things that people think is funny and people will relate to. And like, you want to post, like I found that also if you just post a picture, yeah, people will sometimes like it. But if you say something next to it, they will, like, if you say something above it, like, "Oh my gosh, remember this movie from 10 years ago?" Like, people will respond more. Other things I like to post are recipes. People love recipes and pictures of food. Um, I know, like, I posted this overnight oats thing the other day about how I just like in a mason jar, I put like oats and I use like my 21-day fix containers. You guys can go on my fitness page and see all these better. And I'm sorry again that I don't have slides or anything, but this was done in like an hour. But people really thought that was cool. And I got like tons of like, you know, like for me, tons of likes is like 25 likes because I'm not like a Beachbody superhero or anything. So I thought that that was good. And I got a couple of comments and like questions about it and stuff. And then another thing are like, here's another one. I saw this on Pinterest. Like you can pull things off of Pinterest and use them. Like I've been asked before by one of my coaches about like copyright issues and I've never had an issue. I take stuff off of Pinterest all the time. Like if I don't know what to post, I'll go on Pinterest and I'll just put in like health and fitness or clean eating or exercise tips or something like that. And I'll find things that I like or I think people will like, and I'll save that to my phone and I'll post it whenever I have the time. So like this one is 21-day fix mac and cheese and with cauliflower. And like, so this, whoever did this put the foods in like their little containers and then the recipes at the bottom. So that's super easy and you can take that. I know I saw that Emily asked how to get pictures off Pinterest. You can screenshot it, or there's underneath the picture, there's like a little, I think it's like a little arrow or like a little box, like a download box, and you can hit that and they'll say like save picture and you can save the picture to your phone. Sorry, I can't read all of your questions that super fast, but I'll answer whatever you guys want at the end. So yeah, recipes, tips, like I did this one. I figured out how to turn like a mason jar into a blender. I'm obsessed with mason jars and I saw this on Pinterest and I tried it, and you just like put the end of your blender like on your mason jar and you put that on your blender and people love that too. So like just different weird things like that that people are interested in or would find interesting are things that I like. This was like putting coconut water into ice cubes and then putting that in your shake. So like I turned this into like, have you guys ever tried this before? I'm, you know, try this in my Shakeology. So then that's a way to talk about Shakeology. And I don't ever like to really post prices of anything. I feel like that's pretty salesy and I feel uncomfortable doing that. But like, I know a couple weeks ago when we all realized that for August, they never switched over, they never increased the prices for PiYo and 3-day refresh. I mentioned it. I was like, guys, I know I never post about prices, but I just realized that, you know, they didn't increase the prices yet. So if you want to know about it, message me ASAP. And honestly, that's why I sold like 3 challenge packs in the first 4, or yeah, 3, no, 4. I was supposed to sell 4, but then one girl just bought 1 month of Shakeology because she was confused. I was supposed to sell 4 challenge packs the first 4 days of August. And that was solely from that post. People were like, what is that? What's going on? How come it's still cheap? You know, whatever. So just like kind of look around on Pinterest and find things that you find are meaningful and are important. I know like today I just posted this one and I've gotten a lot of feedback from it. It was of Kelsey and her mom, and how we were at a wedding last night, and Kelsey's one of my coaches. And I just kind of like said the story of how I met her. And like I met her randomly at a bridal shower like 2 months ago. And I don't talk to people, like I said, and I talked to her and I really liked her. And then I found her on Facebook. And so now she's a coach and so is her mom. And they're like by far my best challengers that I have. And she's like going to be my best coach. I just know it. And so she's really inspiring, and she's, you know, on an awesome journey. And so I just posted that, and I talked about how coaching has made me talk to people, and their lives are changing. And also, like, I talked about coaching as well. So if I was like, if you want to know about my challenge group, let me know. And if you want to know about coaching, let me know. So it kind of tied those things in. So I just really try to not just say, hey, do you want to be a coach, and like just post that. I try to make it meaningful and bring people, like make people interested, and make people see that you're not just doing this to like make money, which I understand that that's really helpful. And I one day would love to do this and quit my job, but you have to make sure that people realize that this means something to you and this is changing your life, and it will change their life too. And then also just, of course, before and after progress pictures. This is by far how I get the most traffic. Like my 90 days is next week, which is crazy because I feel like I've been doing this like my entire life. But my 90 days is next week. And so for my first 90 days, I've posted every 15 days, with the exception of, I think, day 75. I never posted a day 75. But I did like day 15, day 30, day 30, 45, 60. And then I'm going to do 90 in next week. And people, that like totally gets people. So this was like my 1, 15, 30, and 45 day picture. And people like that always gets people asking you questions. They're like, wow, that's crazy. What are you doing? And I've always heard people are like, it's really cool to see someone that I actually know, or I knew in high school, or I went to middle school with, or whatever else, is actually doing this instead of like someone in a magazine or someone on TV. And people love that. And they think that it's really inspiring. So, and then also I just want to show you guys one more thing. You might not be able to see it that well. Again, I'm sorry I don't have slides, but these are some of the things I've made for my challenge groups. This one's really light, so it's not working, but this one's a little bit better. This was my Fit for the 4th challenge group one. And I just put a picture of like a girl in a bikini who is in really great shape. And then this, you can't really tell, but it's like an American flag made out of like blueberries and bananas and strawberries. And I just wrote, Fit for the 4th 5-day challenge, complete clean eating meal plan, commitment to fitness, support, motivation, and accountability. Ask me for details. And that was what I posted. And that's what I actually made my cover photo for a couple weeks. So with that being said, you just want to make sure that your cover photo also depicts kind of what you want. I know, like, I think Stephanie Parks, she has a cool one. It says something like, it's better with a coach or something like that. So you want something that, you know, represents who you are and what you're trying to do. Let me put the light back on so you guys can see me now that I figured out my pictures. What you are and what you do and what you can bring to people, because that's important, because this is like your business card to the world, is your Facebook like page. So I'm almost done. I just want to talk about a couple more things that I've found that have helped, other than just like having a like page and inviting people, other than being consistent, because you have to post 3 to 5 times a day. I don't care if you're on vacation or whatever. I know a couple of my coaches have been on vacation and they schedule their posts. Like, you have to do that. You can schedule them weeks in advance. It's fine. Like, totally fine. Just make it happen. Also, you want to ask for shares. I actually just learned about this like 2 weeks ago. I mean, I've seen people do it, but I never thought about it. So how Facebook works is the more you interact with people, the higher your, like, I guess, rating goes, and then you get more action. So like when you when people like your page, then it becomes more popular, and then it hits more people, like it's exposed to more people, so that there's more people out there who are likely to like your page, I guess, or it's being seen by more people. So then that's more people who could see it and potentially like it or share it or comment on it. And that's just how Facebook works altogether. So on your personal page, it's helpful. That's why you want to be, when you're on Facebook, you want to like go out and like pictures of people's kids, or like that they're all doing this ice bucket challenge. Like you want to just like what they're doing, because then that increases your score and shows that you're an active part of Facebook. And then then you will show up more on people's news feeds. Because I don't know if you've ever noticed, but I noticed this before I became a coach. Like there'd be people who like Gabby, she's one of my coaches. I went to high school with her. We haven't talked in like 6 years. And we forgot that we were friends on Facebook, but somehow I think that I started posting more and people started liking my stuff, and her friends, like our mutual friends, liked my stuff. And so she found my stuff. And so now she's one of my coaches and she does Turbo Fire and she's totally awesome. So you just have to make yourself, you have to put yourself out there by liking people's things, and then they're more likely to like your things, then your rating goes up, and then you're more seen on Facebook. That's just kind of how it works. So you want to ask for shares. That's something you can do. So like on my overnight oats thing, like my oatmeal thing I made in the mason jar, I wrote on the bottom, like, share this with someone who wants like a quick and easy breakfast. Or I learned this from Lindsay Stay. She's she's like a top coach. She's from the Bombshell Dynasty. And she made a YouTube video about this. And she put up a picture of like sweet potato pancakes or something like that. And they were like paleo approved, whatever that stuff means. And they looked like totally awesome. And so she wrote a video because she did a video because she found that on the bottom she wrote, share with someone who has a sweet tooth, and like it had like 40 some shares. So she was like, I found that people like recipes, people like things that are clean but are also like delicious and like are sweets and stuff. So that helped her, that like made her realize that like once a week she's going to post something that's like that, so that she will hopefully get more shares. So if you just ask people like, yeah, feel free to share this with your friends, hopefully maybe they will share that with your friends. I haven't had much, like tons of success with that because I haven't really tried it much. I've only done it like twice, but I have gotten a few shares, and that's someone's sharing your stuff. So that's showing up on their newsfeed, which then their friends that you're not friends with might see that. And then that increases your popularity on Facebook. So, yeah, I don't know. That's that. Another thing that I've done, that just one last thing that I've tried, is I know that when I was in Coach Basics with Ashley, she like had us make a list of like 20 things or like 10 things that weren't like necessarily fitness related, but had to do with us. So like I wrote down like golden doodle. I have a golden doodle. So I like a couple pages that are for like, they're like, I love my golden doodle, and I see like these cute pictures of dogs all day. And like another thing, like this is a personal thing, but like trying to conceive, like my husband and I have been trying to conceive for like 8 months, and that's part of my story of why I became a Beachbody coach, but that's for another time. So like I've liked groups like that. And like I guess I'll just say it, a couple weeks ago I posted like a really meaningful post on one of the Trying to Conceive Facebook like pages, and about my journey and how I gained all this weight, and all I cared about was basically having a baby. And I got really depressed, and on Mother's Day I was like really upset about it, that I wasn't pregnant. And so literally the next day I bought Turbo Fire and I became a coach. And since then it's like completely changed my life, and I'm focusing on something else, and I'm healthier, and it's an awesome thing for me. So I just said I'm having this 5-day free clean eating group. If you would like to join me, I'd love for you to just try something different. And I had like 30 women from these groups join my clean eating group. And like 2 of them are messaging me right now as I'm doing this, asking me about my challenge group that starts tomorrow. So you just have to find ways to put yourself out there. And obviously that's not something that everyone is into. I know I told Ashley about this because she's like, so I can tell you want to have a baby. Like, and I'm like, that's really embarrassing that everyone can see that. But she went on like a PCOS like page, and she did the same thing. And I know she had tons of people in her clean eating challenge group. So you just have to find things that you can relate to people on, and just try that and see if you can get more people to like join your groups. Like I know there's people who are like into like natural baby food and like things like that. Like if you have kids and you're into that kind of thing, be like, hey, I know you guys are into natural baby food. How about you eat clean yourself and join my challenge group? Like something like that. I don't know. Just try it out, whatever. So lastly, my last thing is sponsoring your posts. So I know that you can do this with like pages, and I've tried it for like the past 2 weeks because I asked Ashley if she had any success with it, and she said she really hadn't. But I just wanted to see if it would work, and it has worked for me. So basically you can sponsor your page, which is, I mean, it's kind of BS because basically they're asking people to pay money to get their like pages sponsored. So that means that they will, like I said, they will show up more on people's news feeds, and they're like ads kind of, so that the people who aren't paying aren't being seen as much. So I was like kind of like worried because I've gone through almost all of my warm market. I've sold tons of challenge packs. I have tons of challengers, and now I'm freaking out because I'm like, okay, I'm on month almost 4 and I've gone through all of my Facebook friends and I don't know what to do. So I decided to try this whole sponsoring thing. So it's like $5 a day, and they sponsor your page. So people will see your posts. It shows up on an ad. People who like things that have to do with fitness, nutrition, and health and things like that, it shows up as an ad on their page, and then they can like what you're doing, and they can go to your like page, and then they would like what you're doing, and they can comment, and you know, then they like your page, and you have all these extra followers. I honestly think in the past 2 weeks, I've gained like 400 likes on my like page from that. And that's not on comments. That's like likes on my page. I have like over 800 likes on my page now. And they're like real people. It's not like spam or anything. Like these are people who are commenting on my things, and they're asking me about my challenge groups, and they're asking me about programs and things like that, Shakeology and 3-day refresh, whatever else. So that's something, if you're willing to shell out the money to do it. I kind of took the approach that like, okay, if I make, you know, 200 or, you know, $100 or $200 in a week, if I, you know, take 10% of that and put that towards sponsoring with some of my likes, maybe I'll get more sales from that, and it will pay for, you know, after selling one challenge pack, it pays for it again. So I don't know. It was just something I wanted to try, and it's been helpful for me. So if you're willing to try that, that's something you can do. But basically you just want to, like I said, the moral of the story is you want to post all the time. You want to find things that people who are like you like, so you will find people like you to become your part of your challenge groups, and then in turn become your coaches. And that's kind of what I've done. I just find people that are like me, and they're my challengers now, and they're my coaches, and I've been, you know, kind of successful at it. I'm in no way an expert because I've only been a coach for, like I said, next week is 90 days, which is crazy, but I'm doing okay at this. So I hope that this helped you. And if you guys have any questions, like obviously I'm always here for you guys, and I feel like if you ask me questions, I always answer them. So hopefully this helped. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. So back to Ashley now.
I think you've done more than okay with this. I have to give a huge shout out to Brittany, because Brittany earned her free trip to Summit this month within 3 days of the month. So, which is phenomenal. So I'm pretty sure you're doing more than okay. Pretty sure you're doing phenomenal. Yeah, so it's very exciting. You're doing a great job, and thank you so much for the call. And like Brittany said, some of us have our own areas, like Instagram, that's my thing. I'm getting more on Facebook because I feel like I've out of Instagram. I don't know. But all of her ideas are definitely great. And maybe, Brittany, if you can take maybe some screenshots and load them up into the Facebook group, and like show where you like maybe do an arrow or something to where you can like schedule the post or something.
Yeah.
But Facebook's definitely a good thing. And like she said, sharing, trying to get people to share your pictures. I've done a couple of the sponsor things. I just did when I forked out like $40 when I did like showed like my welcome kit for coaches, and I got like 11 people interested. So it's definitely worth it if you're willing to do it. It may take some time once you've built your like people up, but it's definitely worth it. Asking questions is a great one too, I've noticed, and not always fitness related. I can't remember one time like Bill and I were in the car and I don't know what the question was. It was really idiotic, but I was like, is he right or am I right? I literally had 100 comments on this stupid thing. And it wasn't even like fitness related. Like it was just the most idiotic thing ever. It's probably like, do you call it soda a pop question? I don't know. But like asking questions is like great because like Brittany said, when people comment, it actually will show up in other people's news feed. So like say Kelsey, I wasn't friends with Kelsey and Kelsey commented. So then it would show up in Kelsey's friends' news feeds that she commented on my picture. So doing things like that is also really good. But just being, you know, my favorite word, consistent is definitely a way to go. And I'm not consistent on my Facebook like page. I'm getting better. Like I messaged Brittany, I'm like, I just scheduled 5 posts for tomorrow. And then the next day I didn't schedule any. Like it's just, you have to be consistent with it, like Brittany said. And scheduling them so far in advance helps. Like if you know that you're not going to have time to do it for 3 days in a row, schedule them. Don't be afraid to. So I think that was really helpful. So now we've gone over Facebook and now we've gone over Instagram, which is just the best social media output things there. If you do Twitter, good for you. I don't get Twitter. I don't understand how people do it. But does anybody have any questions for Brittany? No, you're all so quiet.
I feel like everything was covered actually pretty well. Like I actually just downloaded the Pages app, and yeah, it looks a lot easier than Hootsuite. So I'm gonna start scheduling that stuff. So yeah, I mean, thank you, Brittany.
Yeah, sorry it was a little like, I like to talk and it got a little chaotic, but I'm very like organized and I'd rather have an outline. So I have like 4 pages and like, I told my husband, like, look, I've got these 4 pages and I'm gonna talk from them, which is totally not me, but okay. So
No,
hopefully you guys
great.
like
I got a full little page of notes. I don't know if you guys could see.
Good.
I literally messaged Brittany last night at like 10 o'clock. I'm like, so I know you're at a wedding, but do you want to do the team call tomorrow? Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I'm like,
Okay,
I'm at a
thanks, bye.
And yeah, and then like, and then we'll drive home. And so I was driving home and I'm like, Alex, what should I do? I'm like, maybe Facebook. That's kind of something I'm like, okay at. He's like, yeah, for sure, do that. I'm like, awesome.
Yeah. Next week we do have I don't know if everybody's on the call. We have a guest speaker on the call. I'm really excited. I'm trying to get another one. Have you guys seen Coach Caleb? What's his last name? Thomas. If you're not, well, you can't be friends with him. He maxed out at 5,000 friends, but you can follow his page. I've posted videos of him in the group before, and he does awesome at videos. He's just so motivational and so down to earth. So I'm trying to get him to do a guest speaker thing, and he said he would. We're just trying to figure out logistics. But next week I have Erin Morgan. She's a Beachbody coach. She just got her master's in lawyery. I don't know what you get your master's in to be a lawyer. I don't know, law, something. I don't know. But Emily's like giving me a look like, what are you talking about? She just got her master's in something for law, and she just took her bar exam to be a lawyer. She's waiting to get her results back. But she's a diamond coach. She was the top challenge pack seller for January and February. When the fix came out, I think she sold close to like 150 challenge packs. She's just phenomenal. She's great on Instagram. She has a great weight loss story, awesome person. So she's gonna be a guest speaker and just tell her how. I want her to like talk to us like on how she's done it, how she reaches out to people, how she gets challengers. And then I'm gonna go into depth on. I've had a lot of people request this. So I'm gonna do it on organization and time management because I think that's probably something a lot of us may struggle with because not all of us sit at home and do this all day as much as we all want to. Well, maybe not all of us, but much as a lot of us want to. So I think going over organization and time management is going to be a good thing. For those that are in the Coach Basics, we just wrapped up week 1. So if you haven't caught all the way up, just catch up the best you can. Some of the stuff does get dry. That's why I've thrown in, if you're in Coach Basics, you've seen Caleb's videos. Those are the ones I post. Doesn't he just look like a little ball of energy? You just want to have talk on your call? Like, I just want to hug him. He's so cool. So I've been doing his videos. Eventually, when I have time, I'll make my own, but right now I obviously can't. So keep up with the Coach Basics. Don't give up on this month. I feel like a lot of us have hit like a spot this month, and you can kind of tell when we've kind of like lost momentum because the team page gets really, really quiet. It's like crickets in there sometimes. But feel free to lead on the page. Be like, you know what? I'm really bummed this week. This didn't happen. Like Emily posted, what was it, last night, Emily? Like, oh, well, I talked to someone and they told me no. And I was like, a no could come back to a yes. Well, guess what? She sold a challenge pack today to that person that was like, I don't like to work out at home. So planting those seeds is like really important and not like giving up. Follow up with those people. I'm with you guys too. I have a huge goal. I want his Success Club 10 12 months in a row. Like that is a huge goal of mine. I've had it 6 months in a row. This month will make 7. And I'm at like 2. I'm at 4 now, thanks to my best friend. And then like I told my husband, I'm like, I'm not getting Success Club 10 this month. He's like, it's the 17th. I'm like, nope, it's not gonna happen. It's too late in the month. He's like, are you kidding me? It's like the 17th of the month. You have half the month left. And it's just, you got to get that negative like idea out of your head. We're halfway through the month. There's still plenty of time for the month. Yeah, the challenge pack special is not the greatest this month. No offense to anybody that likes T25. It's not my cup of tea. So keep pushing the PIO. Keep pushing the 21-day fix. Those are awesome programs that people love. I'm in love with PIO. I'm on ending week 2. And I can already see like more muscle definition, and I haven't lifted a single weight in 2 weeks. I'm in love. And I hate yoga with every bone in my body, and I love this program. So just keep plugging along. Don't give up. If you guys feel discouraged, come to the team page. That's what we're here for. I've messaged Layla and Brittany like 5 times this week, like being so down and discouraged, and they're like lifting me up. That's what we're here for. That we're a team. We're here to encourage one another. So use that page. It doesn't have to be anything beach party related. I don't care if you want to post about your dog. I don't know. Anything you want to post about. I just love hearing you guys talk and share stories and whatnot. So don't give up. Halfway through, can totally do it. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns about anything else that's not Facebook, Instagram, anything related? Open forum.
Well, I have kind of just like a random question. I guess I could get your guys' opinion. I know I was talking to you about a friend that she said she was, ready to sign up. I had talked to her about, Beachbody before, and she didn't really say anything. So I guess she saw the infomercial for the 21 Fix, and she was like, okay, I'm ready. This is something I want to do. And I was like, okay, perfect. Yeah, she's been, I've been trying to have her sign up since Friday. And I don't know, like, how many times do you ask someone, like, did you sign up yet? Or did you get it? Like, she says she wants to, but I don't know. Like, how many times would you guys ask, or just leave her alone?
I would definitely follow up with her. I mean, it's just something she definitely wants to do, and she's obviously said, I'm ready to do it. Like you said, she's got kids, so she could be like really busy. Just keep following up with her. Obviously, don't be like naggy. That's the last thing you want to do. But I don't know, if you're anything like me, I'm like, oh, you said you were going to sign up on Friday. Today's Sunday. Did you sign up? Nope, Monday morning. Oh, you said you were going to sign up last night. Did you sign up? Like, I don't know. That's just me. Because I feel like sometimes people need a push. Like, they want to do it, and then they talk themselves out of it. And then they talk themselves back into it, and then something stops them. But if it's something she definitely wants to do, I would just check in with her and see. Maybe give it a day. Did you check in with her today?
I did. I said, hey, I know you didn't do it yesterday, but if you sign up today, I would love to have you on our team call tonight. And then she didn't message back. So,
what I love about Facebook? On messaging on Facebook, you can see when they read that little message. I've had people that'll be like, I'm going to sign up. And I'll be like, okay, are you ready? And I see that they read them like 5 hours later. I'm like, you do know that I can see when you read the message.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was busy. I'm like, yep, you're just ignoring.
Yeah, sure. I mean, hers says she hasn't read it, but she's been posting since then. So it's like, are you just ignoring my message? So.
Did you see the stuff I had posted about the mobile app thing? So I don't know. It's kind of, I used it today with the girl that I signed up. So I put her email address in there and I say, okay, enroll as a customer or a coach. And then you go in and you select the challenge pack she wants and the flavor and everything. Sends her an email that says, okay, here's your order. All you have to do is click the button, put your her billing information in, and it's done. So you've taken almost that first step of even going to your websites or anything like that. So I think if you haven't done that, that may be a way to like push her a little bit more towards doing it, because it's
Yeah, like,
one less thing she
yeah.
has to do is search through the websites. It's just all you have to do is open the email and hit the button. You know?
It's a great tool. I need to use it more. I have it saved on my homepage. Like my best friend was just going to order and she couldn't like figure out how to make a login. So I literally put in her email, put in her name, picked her Shaco, picked her program, and sent her the thing, and all she had to do was click confirm and pay. It takes that whole, well, go here, press shop, and then go to challenge packs, and then make sure you pick your Shaco before you add it to your cart, but make a login, make sure it says I'm your coach, blah, 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 blah. That could be a really good idea. Maybe she's just like you said, maybe she's busy with the kids. And if she's a personal friend of yours, you could even call her. I've done that before. Be like, okay, I'm going to call you because you haven't answered my messages in 3 days, and you told me you wanted
Right.
to do this, so now I'm calling you.
I'm going to say, I know where you live. I'm not that creepy. I'll
I
stop
love
there.
it. And
All
like,
right. Awesome.
I'm going to mention my best friend real quick. Like, obviously, my best friend, I've known her since college. She's done TurboFire, didn't stick with it much. And I just said to my husband the other day, I said, I think she would do really good with the 21-day fix. And I've never like bugged her about it. She knows I'm a coach. She knows that I'm going to be doing this full time. I've asked her to coach. She's like, it's not my thing. I'm like, okay, whatever. Just keep sending your family and friends to me. That's fine. And she messaged me the other day. She's like, okay, that's it. I'm doing the 21-day fix. Like, let's get started. So even like if you feel like people aren't interested, like even those closest to you, and I know this has nothing to do with what we talked about, but keep on posting because people actually read those posts and they may come back at any time. I've been doing this for 1.5 years now. I have a coach signing up tonight that used to be my manager. And she's like, you know what? I see what you're posting. It's very inspiring. I want to do what you're doing. Let's get started. So people do read what you're writing. They watch what you're doing. They're always keeping an eye out. And you never know when they're going to come back. And that's a part of being consistent. Like you guys know that's my favorite word. I should just make the banner on top of the team page saying consistency. Like I always am saying it. But people will come back around. I've had people from college that I've never talked to since I took that one English class with them back in like 2006 be like, you know what? You've had phenomenal results. What do I need to do? So just like Brittany said, be consistent. Post those things. I know I'm off on a tangent, but it just made me think of it because planting those seeds definitely helps. And that's how, not necessarily how you could succeed, but that's how you're going to help people. Yeah, we have goals that we want to meet, but in the end, you always have to remind yourself that you've most likely signed up to be a coach to help other people. So, yeah, that's my little tangent. Sorry. Does anybody have any other questions? Jennifer, you're always so quiet sitting over there with your little boy running back and forth. Does anybody have any other questions, comments, concerns, anything?
Nope.
All right. Well, thank you so much for Brittany for leading the call. It was great. I will post this in the team page as soon as I